All right, Beller, let's get to our picks.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Let's do it.
Hey.
I am ready.
We have the righty end. Let's bring in the lefty.
Take off the blue light glasses. Let's ride.
There you go.
We're all 6-4. I went
Yes.
3-2 last week. Both of you went 2-3 last week. So let's run through these. My first pick, Raiders -2.5 at the Titans. Rationale for this, not hard to figure out. I just can't see the Raiders going to 0-3 against this Titans team, and it's only 2.5. So I had to go that way. I have the Bills -5.5 at the Dolphins. Don't feel good about it. That's a lot of points against a pretty good Dolphins team, but I don't know. I didn't like anything else on the board, and I just think this Bills team is playing so incredibly well. I think the Dolphins are going to have a hard time moving the ball against them. I think that's where the Bills are at right now. Ravens -3.5 against the Patriots. The Ravens meltdown last week to me is an outlier. I think the Patriots offense is struggling so much. I have a lot more faith in this Ravens team right now. I have the Jags +7.5 against the Chargers. I think that's too many points for a Jaguars team that's playing like this and a defense that's playing really well against a potentially banged up Justin Herbert. Corey Linsley is hurt, so I'm taking the points with the Jags. I'm going with the Niners -1.5 against the Broncos. We didn't get a chance to talk about that game. We're going to talk about the Broncos offense at some point. We ran out of time. That's all on me. But I'm not feeling good about where the Broncos offense is at. I think they're going to really struggle to score against this Niners team. And the Niners offensive ceiling is limited with Jimmy Garoppolo, but we've seen this team. We know this team. We know what they are. And I think this team is pretty good.
Yeah. And I think that Banshee defense is going to.
Yes.
This is not a great matchup for us and that offense. And you have all road teams, huh? And I have all road teams.
Jesus.
I am also the same boat with you. All road teams. I have.
That doesn't feel good.
It's fine. Home field advantage isn't what it used to be.
We're not going to be done with the whole all road team thing when Nate's done talking.
I think, did we go 15 for 15 there? Okay. I have several similar ones. I also have the Raiders -2.5. Same reasoning. I think the Raiders are still a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Like I really do. It's just that, they had unbelievable, by the way. I had the Raiders and the Ravens last week and like two complete meltdowns. Like I'm not bitter about that whatsoever. And my next pick is the Ravens -3.5 at the Patriots. Same things you said. I think it's a good team as an outlier. This Patriots team, I think, is fine, but I think if the Ravens are just a tier better, I think it's a good matchup for them, especially Lamar running the ball. Jaguars +7.5. Same reasoning. I think these teams are more. I would say they're not the same tier, but I think this Jaguars team is better than people have given credit for, and I think the public more than a touchdown. I'm fine with that. I love that actually.
Same.
It's just too many points. Rams -3.5 is my other one at the Cardinals. I think this Cardinals team, outside of Kyler go do something, what is this team? They were getting their butts whipped for 3 quarters. It's their first week. They look garbage, and I mean this Rams team is better than this. And I mean this is a team that's dominated in the last couple of meetings. That playoff game is not going to escape my memory. So Rams -3.5.
I'm jealous of that pick. I wish I had done that. You just talked me into it. I wish that was one of mine.
Well, I went off. Bills was going to be one of mine. I went off of it. I got it at 4.5 before it climbed up, so I'm pretty happy with that one. But not in the picks. Not in our picks. So now the next one is Falcons -1.5 at the Seahawks. I like the Iowa Misfit toys. I like this offense, and I really do. Dean Pease can do enough, on defense. They're not a great defense, but they're doing okay. Week 1 against the Saints, they're doing some good stuff. Grady Jarrett's winning up front. I think it's a good matchup for him. So I'm going with the Falcons -1.5. I think they can cobble something together. Arthur Smith seems like he's pissed off. Let's do it. They spent the whole week in Seattle, so maybe they're enjoying stuff. They don't have that travel that they have to worry about. So yeah, Falcons -1.5.
I've been trying to be nicer to myself recently. I practice more self-care, better self-talk. I care too much about my emotional well-being to have any stake in Falcons Seahawks.
That was how I felt about Panthers Giants last week, and then I still went and chased it.
And still did it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't have anything about my life, even if it's 1 pick out of 5 in this segment riding on that game. I care too much about my long-term wellness.
I learned my lesson that the game I'm most excited about to not have in this picks when we would do this last year, because there were just so many. So now the Bills Dolphins, I'm so curious about. Okay, I'm not going to.
Unvarnished,
I really
unvarnished enjoyment, right?
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, we're unanimous on 1 pick, and that is Raiders and Titans. For all the reasons you guys said, Raiders tough loss at the Chargers. We can forgive them for that. Fluky loss against the Cardinals. Yeah. We can forgive them for that. Really like them here, -2.5. I'm going to pick tonight's game, believe it or not. And I'm going to go with the Steelers, getting the 5.5 against Cleveland. So you guys can either roast me later tonight when we're back together or pat me on the back. Say what you will about
you don't. Even if you win that bet, you don't get pats on the back for pitching Mitchell Trubisky on the road. There are no pats on the back. No,
I would say even more pats on the back for picking Mitch Trubisky on the road. Look. Say what you will about the way this offense has struggled, and it has struggled, but they beat the Bengals. They play the Patriots nice and tight. I just don't see why the Browns should be laying 5.5 points, even though they're playing at home, even though I would concede to the better team. 5.5 just feels like a big number here, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Steelers. I'm going to take the Packers, catching the 2.5 against the Buccaneers here for everything you guys talked about when we were back talking about that game. Like right now, these are two teams that are way different offenses than we expect them to be. 41.5 is the total on that game, which, my God,
crazy.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady playing in a total that's got 41.5. That is ridiculous. Yeah. But we've seen a little bit of the proof of what the Packers offense can be this year. And frankly, without these receivers for Tampa, we haven't seen it for them. So I think right now, as these teams get ready to play one another on Sunday, the Packers are the better team. And so I'm getting them with the points. I'll go ahead and take them. Look, the Giants are 2-0. Give me a break with the Giants being favored against anyone. I don't think they're going to be able to handle Michael Parsons and what Dallas is able to bring against them in the pass rush. I'm getting points here.
You guys
also,
don't believe in Daniel Jones.
No, I do not believe in Daniel Jones, believe it or not. Getting 2.5. Give me the Cowboys plus 2.5 against the Giants. And then I'll take the Lions 5.5 on the road against the Vikings. Too many points for a Lions offense that has been very good. I think the Vikings bounce back and play well in this game, but you're giving that Lions offense 5.5 points. I'll grab them. So I'm going Lions. And crazy, guys. 15 road picks, even though we share a few. So that's the other funny one, right? 53 is the total in that. So you've got a Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins game with a total of 53 and an Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady game with a total of 41.5.
Just as we all expected. That's
two guys I wanted to shout out here before we get out of here. Bubba Stu Betts and Shane Vitosh are both 2-0, the only two guys in a pool of over 2,000 people who are 10-0. Two great weeks, two perfect weeks. Two is in there somewhere. They're both 10-0. Congratulations to both of them. Hopefully you guys can keep it rolling.